Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great. I know it's been a long time, but I thought I should come back with this bang because I've really been gathering all these experiences, and I just wanted to share with you my locum experiences so far. Guys, locum locum isn't as bed of roses as we all think and as we all see it online or as we all hear about it. It showed me shege. It showed me shege. So if you are new, my name is Esther. I'm a qualified pharmacist in UK. So I work as a locum pharmacist where I'm sort of self-employed. Yeah, I'm self-employed. So if you're new, welcome to my channel. And what I do, I just share relating like my experience, my journey so far through getting into my career, into my life, you know, all those things. And I've been sharing my journey since I was at university. So if you're new, welcome, and thank you so much for joining today. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and also turn your notification bell so you can always get notified whenever I upload a new video. By the way, are you guys seeing what my locks is doing? Oh god, this is one of the best decisions that I made in my whole entire life, getting locks on, and I won't have it the other way. It's looking really good, luxurious, is very full as I wanted, looking sugar, you know. But yeah, we're not here to talk about locks today, so without further ado, let's go straight into the video. Locum life. Just know that before you get into locuming, make sure you have your realities versus your expectations sort of balanced before you get into it. I'm not saying it's bad because I actually have got good experiences from it, and I also have the other side, but I'm just going to share everything with you. I'm not hiding anything, and it's all up to you to make that decision if you want to be permanent based or if you want to go into locuming. I'm going to try and see if I want to make this into a type of series, but I'm just going to see how you guys actually soak this in first if you like it, and then I'll see if I want to make more videos about it, about my experiences. And a disclaimer, this is my experience. I'm not saying this is how everyone's experience is going to be, but this is my own experience, so I'm just going to share you what my experiences are. As you all know, I had to sit my second exam in November of last year to be qualified as a pharmacist, so I was so looking forward to locum because I follow this Instagram page called Pharmacist Pay. I will link it in the description. Please follow them. Like, they give it, that even gives you a lot of idea about what locuming is and what things are like. And I just really see, you know, when they share people's pages, people saying I charge this amount, I negotiate this amount, you know, because the reason why we all go locuming is to just give you that autonomy to negotiate what you should be paid for your work, and it also gives you that flexibility of what you want in terms of work life, something like that. So one of the reasons why I went into locum was because I was actually quite excited because I can earn my money and do my tax myself. I'm not under any management. I do my job, I go to work and I come back. I'm not getting involved in whatever happens, whatever shenanigans that happen with work. I'm just there for my patients and I'm good to go. Another thing is that it was actually nerve-wracking because every store you go to is not the same. Yeah, so it's not the same, so you meet different people, of different walks of life, and there can be very nice people and you can meet the other parts people, which can actually either ruin your day or make your day. So that was there. And the third one was the adventure. So like I mentioned, no day is the same, and you don't know which store you're going, and you don't know what you're going to meet, so it's a huge adventure. So I had these three initial expectations before I got into it. Another part of my expectation was that I'll be earning money, it won't be as stressful, you know. And this was me. It's not like I've actually worked as a pharmacist, but I worked as a pre-reg, and I would say it's a mini pharmacist thing, but I did not actually put myself in a position of, oh, even actually a pharmacist and I'm actually responsible, what the workload comes with it. So those were my initial expectations. Was my initial expectation met? Yes and no. So I started working as a locum pharmacist in January. How the locum even welcomed me was I was so eager to just get on register and start working because I need the money. Who does not want the money? I was just excited to start working, you know, collecting the money, you know, putting money in my account. You know, I was just so excited, so excited. The excitement was just there. what greeted me into locum was the first week of January, where I booked shifts thinking I'm going to work and blah blah blah. That's how the train strike decided to come and tell me, where are you going? I've been in a situation where I was taking Uber worth of £54 to get to work, and I wasn't paid for that journey, that transport fare. It was not easy. It was not easy. So one note I'll give to you, just keep that in your left hand. Even though you are going to locum, I will advise you to learn how to drive. Don't be like me. If you don't drive, it's going to be quite difficult. But of course, it depends on where you live as well. I live in the outskirts of Kent, so for me, to most of the shifts I'll guess will be outside of Kent, so I have to travel. So sometimes I spend, the least money I spend to go on travel for work is £14 per day. Sometimes I'll spend, like I said, £54. Sometimes I'll spend over £30 to get to work, and sometimes that transport is not paid. Even though some of them get paid, but it's just a fight and battle negotiation, and I want my travel to be paid. So if you drive, that might make locoming easier, but I've not experienced it. That's why I said that might. So that's that. The train travel, all the stress, just traveling. Sometimes I'm going to work, I'm spending 2-3 hours on the road to go to work, so it wasn't really benefiting me. But of course the money was there. But the thing is, if you take out the transport fare, the timing that you spend on the road and time you spend at work, you are really exhausted. And that leads to my next point, that I would not lie to you, I was so exhausted. Like I think there was a month I worked like just 10 shifts that month, because I was burnt out. I was burnt out. I was not just because of work, it was just the traveling stressed the hell out of me. So those things, definitely make sure you're ready and you know what you're doing. The paperwork that is needed to actually get on this locum register, oh wow, blood of God of Nazareth, of Jesus Christ, I don't know what to say. The documents you have to get on the GPH register, which you pay over 250 something pounds for, and then you do indemnity insurance. You do, thank God your first year is your first 3 months is cheap, is free, and then you start paying from then on. You have to do DBS, that's that. There's so many things. You have to do your, what's it called, smart card. You have to do this, you have to do that. Aside from it taking money from you, the stress of sending documents and waiting for them to get back to you can delay you from starting. I think I'll do another video of all the things what your checklist before you get on locum register, what you need to do so you're on top of it, so you can start as soon as possible. I can do another video for that. If you want that, let me know in the comment section. My first locum assignments, like I said, was in Stratford, was at a store in Stratford. My first day, this is me going, I don't know, my head was thinking I was a pre-reg, I'll have someone to show me around and everything like that, only for me to find out that when I got there, wait, you're no more a pre-reg, you're a qualified pharmacist and you're responsible for this store, so whatever happening here, you take responsibility for it. My first day, I've never done methadone as a pre-reg, so I had to face this methadone as a first time, you know, locum person in the store. I'm sure the dispenser I met there will be finding it funny that I kept on asking questions. And that's why I would say, don't let anyone intimidate you. Every store you go into, even though you've been locuming for years, because the store is new to you, you would have questions to know how they do things in there. Don't ever feel intimidated that you are asking too much questions. No question is too much. If you have to ask that question, just ask the question. It's better for you to ask question than not ask question and then do rubbish, and then you have to face the law for that. So make sure. So I had lots of, he was looking at me whether, oh, do you know how to do this? I was like, I've never done it before, so it's my first shift. I had to come to that. I'm just nearly qualified, so I just got my number and blah blah blah, and I'm going straight into locum. I know, but of course, yeah, he helped me and everything like that. At the end of that week with the store, then this is when I had to actually face a real life patient, of a patient just trying to have a go at me. Imagine this tiny me having to deal with a patient that is very hungry for no reason.
You serious?
I had to, and also because I'm small, so I get, and people have the idea of they can actually intimidate me because I'm tiny, and I'm also a lady. Sometimes they always feel like, oh, I can ride over this, she can't tell me what to do, she's the way she blah blah blah. Out of my fear inside, I always try my best not to show that I'm feeling intimidated, I'm fearing, most likely I just walk out, I just walk away and let them do what keep talking and talking. I just don't reply. Or after they then finish, I then ask them one question, and I feel like that annoys them. Is that, okay, what would you like me to do? Because I'm trying to help here, you're not letting me talk, you keep talking. Now can I speak? So what would you like me to do? So bring the opinion, even though I know I've made up my mind on what I'm gonna do, but just to I feel like I'm just telling them that to just keep short and just let me think and actually do my job as a professional. Don't say it to people out there, but you know. But yeah, like this patient came in, it was like 10 minutes to the end of the shift. There was queue outside. I was checking prescriptions, and funny enough, the dispenser left, so I had to be checking, dispensing, checking, and you know, it was just a last 10 minutes of drama for my first week as a locum. And this lady came in, she wanted to buy 2 bottles of Nitol. Whoever know, I don't know if you're a healthcare professional, if you know what Nitol is. Nitol is a sleeping medication that we sell over the counter, but it's very we are restricted onto what we have to literally clinically think if this is appropriate for this patient. What opened the flag for me was, you're not asking for 1 bottle of Nitol liquid, and it's not even just tablets, you're asking for 2 bottles of Nitol liquid. Excuse you, why are you trying to dose yourself to sleep? And sometimes some people are just addicted to sleeping medication and they actually misuse it, they abuse it. So, and I was just like, okay, even though I was doing something else, but I had to make sure that because that's one thing with pharmacy, if you're busy, you're just, even though you're checking a prescription, your ears has to be like antenna, listening to everything happening around. You need to make sure that your counter staff is not selling something that they should not have sold. So luckily enough, the pharmacy has this rule or something where you, if you want to sell something like that, it's going to flag up, and then you have to come to the pharmacist to come and ask for the price or something. But it's just a way for the pharmacist to get involved if they feel like it's not appropriate. So the girl came and said, oh, do you know that? And I was like, okay, have you asked certain questions? Like, have you asked why the patient needs it? Why, what are they using it for? You know, just kind of like all your warm questions, or your whole to say warm questions. Do they take any other medications? All those things. They have any allergies and things. I was just like, oh, she has not asked. So I told the girl to go and ask the patient. Then she went to the patient, she asked the patient, and the patient felt defensive straight away and started insulting the girl. And I was like, oh, don't insult her. I've asked her to ask you because I'm trying to clinically check if this is appropriate and why you need to, and if it's something else I can recommend that would be better for you today. I was very nice because I'm always nice, but only for her to say, well, it's none of your business, I just want to use it because I can't sleep. And I was like, okay, but why do you need 2 bottles? Because I use, and I'm like, have you spoken to your doctors? Are your doctors aware that you struggle sleeping? Because if you're struggling sleeping, sometimes we have short-term insomnia, but sometimes you have long-term insomnia where your doctor is aware, and the doctors are aware that we can't keep selling what we have over the counter because we're limited. So the doctors would have placed you on something better instead of the one you take over the counter. So I was trying to help and everything, but she flared up, started shouting at me, calling me names and everything like that. But yeah, I was actually shocked. I was actually shocked and scared for my life at that point. And thank God for barriers in pharmacy, but I was actually scared because I actually also felt embarrassed in front of other patients, because I was just like, I'm trying to help here. I'm not trying to fight you, I'm just trying to help. And in short and short, she kept on going. I was like, you know what, I'm the responsible pharmacist here, I'm not selling anything to you. So I was just like, oh wait, I could go somewhere else, yeah, be my guest, go somewhere else, I'm not willing to sell. So that is something I actually experienced in my first week of being a locum pharmacist and things. So yeah, so it's a very nerve-wracking moment. I would not lie, it's still nerve-wracking when anytime I go to a new store, but all I always do is that before I step out of my house, I sort of just say some positive affirmations to myself, and just let people, and just say to myself that, Esther, you deserve to be here. You worked so hard for that qualification, you worked so hard for that exam, you passed, you're knowledgeable, you know what you're doing, and you deserve to be here. You are knowledgeable. So I say those words to myself every morning before I go to any store to go and work and everything. That's just because some stores you go in and everybody's really nice to you and you just feel at home and things, and sometimes you go to some stores and the staff's already bitchy about themselves, and then they're already bitchy behind you even before they know you. So it's a bit of a, you know, from an iffy thing, something like that. So but yeah, I just adapted because it's my job. I need to get paid. I'm getting paid anyway, so I just need to adapt and actually build my confidence. So that is something that I've actually learned so far. Of course, there are some most challenges and unexpected situations that I've faced. Sometimes in situations where you have people coming to ask you for things, you know, sometimes we do with minor ailments in the pharmacy and they come to ask you for certain things and you're like, what am I supposed to do here? You know, for example, I have very underage people coming for AHC and you can't turn them back, but you can't sell, you know, that sort of thing. Which is one thing I would recommend if you at least choose to be a locum. Which another tip I'm dropping here is that make sure you still have connections to your pre-reg tutors. Get close to them. Your pre-reg tutors will still save you once you qualify. I think I'm 6 months in post-qualification and I still call my pre-reg tutor, like I call her like she's next door to me. Like I just say, like, for example, if her name is Nkechi, I just like, Nkechi, what would you do? I've got this patient, I've got this and this, what would you advise me to do? And she saw, because she's been in the business for years, so she at least has more clinical knowledge than I do. Certain things you can check on BNA, but certain things, there are some situations and scenarios where you're just like, it's no gray area, it's not black or white, there's a gray area here. What can I do? So I always ask for a second opinion from a senior pharmacist that I'm close to just give me their opinion on what they would have done in that situation. So that is other things, and that's what I've learned in having to deal with unexpected situations. I make sure that I ask questions. Even though I'm qualified, I'm not an island, I still ask questions. If anyone sees that as being ignorant or novice, that's their problem. It's quite rewarding, I will say. There are a few, even though out of all the chaotic and all the drama part of being a locum pharmacist, it's quite rewarding where you feel good when you've helped patient, or when you do something as little as offering a chair to a patient and they say thank you. That goes a long way. I hope our patients actually know that we love thank yous. We love when they actually appreciate the littlest things we do. Sometimes, even though we have the difficult patient, but they're just few out of the most lovely, beautiful souls patient that you meet out there. It's very rewarding. Of course, the pay is good. Of course, you have to sort out your taxes yourself and things, but yeah, it's really rewarding. And in terms of pay, there are some pays where you have to be chasing your money up and down. You work sometimes 2 months, 3 months later, you have not been paid for the work you've done. So that's another downside of being a locum pharmacist. So sometimes at the beginning, you might, because you're trying to get used to the stores and still finding your way around, you might just walk around with random stores. But once you find your store that you know that is good, you will find it. And what you end up finding, that you start doing regular shifts with them, because you already know, they know them, they know you, so you sort of get used to them. So those sort of things, you know that you get your pay with no problem or any issues. But there are some that you'll be chasing them for money like this. It's going to be like police, and you'll be policing them, messaging them every day, morning, afternoon and night, and still your money will not come in 3 months, 4 months later. Just put that at the back of your mind. But yeah, it's good. But yeah, that's just my locum experience so far. I don't think I will do it for long, which is why you understand I was job hunting, because the flexibility I wanted, I don't think I was having it per se. So I just thought, you know what, let me just book work permanently, but not in a community settings. Something as where I have the opportunity to work from home, but I'm still working and earning, or hybrid way of working, which is more or less moving into the industry or moving into the GP setting. So yeah, that's literally it. Like just be prepared. It's not all bed of roses. Your expectations versus your reality has to be very, very balanced. Don't put your expectations too high. If your expectations is too high, you might be very, very shocked when you get into the profession as a locum. So don't make your expectations too high. Number two, it's going to be nerve-wracking, but it's okay. You deserve to be there. You studied so hard, you passed all your exams perfectly in flying colors to be there. So don't even worry. It's fine. Enjoy the nerve process. You're going to be nervous, it's okay, but just know that you get used to it as time goes on. And it's an adventure. It's definitely an adventure. Each day is not the same. Each store you go to is not the same. Sometimes you meet different things that you're like, oh my god, how am I going to deal with this? And always also make sure that you still have connections to fellow pharmacists that are qualified, or even people like your tutor when you were a foundation trainee or pre-reg, whatever they call it now. Keep your connections. Your connections would really save you when you're locuming as a pharmacist. So yeah, I hope with these few points of mine oh yeah, I hope with these few points of mine I've not been able, or I have been able to convince you and not confuse whatever. I hope with what I've said you're not scared, but at least you have a fair reality of what locuming can be. And you know, your expectation is sort of, because this is my experience, I had a very high expectation, and that's my reality really beats that expectation, because my expectation was not met. So yeah, so I hope you've sort of seen one or two and sort of have an idea of what went on and where I am with locuming. So if you'd like me to do more videos about my locuming series, or to do like a series on locuming, if you have any questions about what are the documents, what do you need to do, I can also shoot a video like that. Please let me know in the comments if you do want it, and I'll shoot the video for you guys. I'm fully back on YouTube, don't worry, I'm fully back. I'm not going to go again, I'm back. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.